What's going on, everybody? It is Brendan. Welcome back to Dad Planet. So in today's video, we're all over the place. We're going to go to a new outlet location. Not new to me, but it's been a long time since I've been there. And then after that, we're going to go to a couple of thrift stores, see if I can find anything to resell on eBay. And then after that, we're even going to hit up a church sale. So I had a lot packed in a small amount of time, but let's get to it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dad Planet. I am taking you on yet another trip to the Goodwill outlet. This time we're going to Dayton, Ohio, a little bit to the west of me, about an hour or so, and it's been a long time since I've been to this outlet, but I was speaking to some people. Shout out to you, Gabe, especially at the Columbus outlet, that said give the Dayton one a try. So here we are, a little bit different, and you know, you always got to kind of get your feet wet a little bit in a new area here. One of the things I noticed, and we'll get to this in a second, is they have so many shoes, but we'll get back to that in a second. I actually missed the shoe rotation, but coming in right away, I find this Camelback Lobo hydration pack, and it's got the bladder in it, and there is a good recent comp. And you know, with hiking season coming up, I'm happy to pick this up. Sometimes you'll see these sold without that bladder piece. So this was a good pickup, like kind of right off the bat there, and not much else to speak of. One of the things I notice in the bins is they're not very full, and you'll actually see that coming up. They don't fill them up as much as the other location that I'm used to going to. So you'll see them come out right here. They have three or four? But that could really be consolidated into just one. They're not, especially with the clothings, they're not piled up like they do in the Columbus area. And that's okay. I mean, I end up finding a pretty decent pair of pants right here. These are Bedford Canyon by Prana. And surprisingly, there's a sold comp for pre-owned for $35. So those were pretty light, and I picked those up. So I was pleased with that. But what I notice is a lot of mall brands. It doesn't even really look, it's not that it's picked over, but I was really looking for maybe some higher quality brands coming here, and you just don't get that much of an opportunity when they're not filling up the bins as much as they do in the location I'm used to going to. They did, however, roll a good number of them out in the time frame that I was there, so that was nice. They got things rolling pretty quickly. It's just you know, not as much to go through. This is a Harley Davidson Rolling Stones collaboration, and the graphic actually on the front's kind of boring, but the sell-through rate, like the list to sell ratio, is 1-to-1 or a little bit better. So I'm gonna pick that up, even though the graphic was a little bit basic, because I'm pretty sure that I can probably get in between $20 and $30 for that shirt. So that was a good pickup. I didn't know that they had a collaboration like that, even though the tag was missing from the top back of the shirt. No problems. It's a front and back graphic, so I liked what I saw there. But yes, you can see, you can go through, and this is not a picked over bin. This is like one of the newer bins. Not a whole lot to speak of. And this is what the shoes looked like. There were maybe 12 bins. I did get a couple of pairs of shoes that I'm going to show you here in a second, but I didn't stay long enough for a big rotation. You'll see a pair of slides right there. I actually put that back because I couldn't find the other one, but this is a new brand to me, and so I'm happy to feature it for you. So this is Scarpa. The style is Mojito, and they are obviously gray. I've never sold these before. I've never even seen them before, but there is even a recent comp that was listed for $112, and it was sold on best offer. I'm gonna list these at, I think, $50, and I think that's a fair price for that brand, not knowing anything else about it. And then this pair of Solomon, I actually cleaned these up quite nicely. This is a great pair, and the sell-through rate, especially with hiking season, you know, hitting full blast, these are it's just a matter of time before those sell. I'm going to say between $30 and $40 for those. Again, they look really good. There's always that one guy, you know, the shoes stacked to the brim in their carts. Always one of them. So I checked out there and headed over to some of the retail locations. So in this location, it was only one thing that I was really excited about finding, and it's this steam press right here. As I move some of these decorations out of the way, and I try not to break anything else on the cart, they had it stacked pretty full. But this is a steam press from Conair, marked $10, as you can see right there. I think it's FSP5 is the model number. I will get to it here in a second. And I mean, the recent sold comps anywhere from like $50 to $80. So I'm happy with that pickup, even though it was the only thing that I found. I'm not sure why that Hot Wheels car was in my cart, because I don't remember putting it there. But one big hit in a store, maybe spent 20 minutes there, headed over to another store. I think this is Valley Thrift now. This is a pair of Keen. I think these are Clearwater CNX is the style. These are size 14, so they're a little bit larger, but there's a sold comp in a size 14 for $43. And then I found this pair of felt clogs from Dansko, floral pattern. Price range is anywhere from $20 to $50 pre-owned in resale for those. So I'll probably sit mine a little bit on the top end of that price wise, because they were in really nice condition. I had a Bose radio in the cart, but I ended up putting that back. Shout out to Pro Picker, who I ran into at this location. That was pretty awesome. It was great talking to you as always. I'm just checking out the hats here. Michigan, you're gonna see a Michigan hat here. I don't remember what they wanted. I think that tag says $8.99, but I have trouble selling Michigan apparel. It doesn't sell as well as like the Michigan State stuff that I find, or the Ohio State stuff that I find. So I kept that hat there, even at $9. I didn't think there was that much room to breathe at that price, even though it was 25% off day at that location. So I took off there and then headed over to a church sale. So this is the first one, or one of the first, that I attended this season, and they had, a lot of very basic stuff there. And again, I'm looking for, on this trip, I want like, high quality brands. Found some, you'll see some in this video here. So this is an Apex One Miami Dolphins hat, brand new with the tags. I'm going to list this high because, the Dolphins are supposed to have a pretty good year this year. So I'm going to put 65 on that. And then I do find a Cleveland Browns hat here, a white hat. It's got Brownie on the front. It's probably in between $20 and $30, depending. So those were two good hat pickups right there. And then I feel like I missed out maybe on that military jacket that I just passed up on right there. And then also there's one coming up here that looks like, I believe, an Air Force jacket. Would you folks have picked this up? Because I passed on it. I'm not really well versed in military. So there's the jacket right there. It looked really nice, but I passed it up in lieu of this Carhartt, which I know will sell. And I'll show it to you here in a second. This is just like a flannel jacket coat. Style is S296, plaid interior, really good condition. This will be an easy $40 to $50, especially based on comps, and no matter the time frame, even though we're moving into the warmer weather, that should sell pretty quickly. So, but would you guys have picked up that military gear that I passed up? I'm not real good on it. This is a pair of Adidas NMD R1, the transmission pack, core black. I just sold those actually for $42 or $43, so that was a pretty easy pickup. Those were in really nice condition. Didn't take much to clean them up, and took really great pictures of them, so I was pleased with that. There's a couple of pairs of Carhartt pants here, but you'll see this bottom pair. Bottom pair was marked $10, and I can do better than that in thrift stores, so I'm not really interested in paying that kind of price for those pants. So I left those pants there, and moved over to the t-shirt area. But I can find pants for $6-7 in the thrift store, so unless they're like $1 or $2, or those pants were worth $60, which I don't believe they were, I passed on them in this instance. So here's some toys here. I didn't really see much, and yes, there's a ton on the table, but I'm being very picky and very selective, and I'm like actually in a hurry. So even though it looks like I'm taking my time, I've only got like at best a half hour at this location before I've got a jet. So there were some interesting looking toys and a few people that had like bags full of stuff already, and so I was assuming that anything that was good had already been tossed in one of those garbage bags for people. So I didn't really see any toys that I was interested in. I passed those up. This here, if a brand doesn't like readily identify itself like with their branding, I pass on it. So that's what I did here, because honestly I couldn't identify who the maker was. So it looked like a nice jacket, but I passed it up and just left it on the table, so maybe somebody else grabbed it. But this was a table full of mall brand and very lower quality apparel that I didn't think had any resale value. I mean, really, even at $1 to $2 a piece, if that's what those prices were, I'm probably going to pass on that just because I have so much bread and butter in my store already. I'm looking for quality at this venture, not quantity. So starting to fill up here a little bit, but I was about to wrap it up. I thought this would be a nice pair of boots here, but they were a generic brand, so passed on those as well, and everything else that was underneath that table. But I'm pretty happy with the items that I do have right now. This is a Washington Redskins t-shirt, but that graphic on the front was in really poor condition. So while that might have been a decent pickup, I left it because, you know, in a couple of washes, it felt like it could be, you know, destroyed. So left that behind. Just looking to see if there's any other home runs here. And then as I check out, you'll see I have one more pair of shoes that you didn't see on film, and these are Brooks Racer ST5s. These have great sell-through rate, and those were in really good condition. So I think that's probably going to be between $30 and $50, but those were great finds here. So even in a small amount of time, I've got like 4 or 5 items that are really going to work out pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with like the overall haul from all of these trips to the outlets, the church sales, and everything else in between. All right, let's pick a winner, shall we? All right, enter YouTube video URL. Let's do this. Let's paste that in there. We're gonna filter duplicates, filter comments based on a specific text. That's going to be balloons. Let's get the comments, of which we've got 140. And I think this is it. We just hit the start button. All right, let's go. Let's see who won. Linda, you are the winner. Congratulations. Thanks so much. You have to email me at dadplanetofficial@gmail.com. Send me your address. I'm going to send you the boots. Congratulations. In my next video, I have a hat grail that you're probably going to want to be on the lookout for when you are outsourcing. So make sure you are subscribed for that and then hit the bell notifications so that you know when that video is uploaded. But I hope you enjoyed everything that was featured in today's video. That's all I have for you. Brendan here, Dad Planet. Hit the like button if you liked what you saw or you learned something today. And then, of course, subscribe and hit the bell notifications and become a member of the Dad Planet family. But that's all I have for you. Thank you once again, and we'll see you in the next video.